Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with your same module, that is Office System Development, and the same chapter, that is Office System Development, and the same module. So let's start with the previous class session, what we have covered in the last class, then move to the today's topic, that is the today's session, that is how to automate the MS Word. In the last class we have discussed about the topic, that is automation of the Excel via console application. Today I'm going to discuss about how to automate the MS Word via console application. That means in the last class we have discussed about the MS Excel. In the today's class we are going to discuss about the MS Word. So in the last class we have started with this automation of Excel via the console application. This is the code that is available, that is system excel system.windows. So this is a program that shows how to use the console application that is used for the automation of the Excel. So that is start with the namespace console application. Then there is a class program, then static bool exit equals to false. That means the static variable is used, then the exit variable is used, that is equals to the false. Then static void main string args. So the string main function is used, that the string array is used, and the args argument is also used. Then next is excel dot application on my Excel or my Excel app equals to new Excel application. That is a new Excel application is used for the Excel, and that is used for the Excel scenarios, that is new Excel application. Then next is my Excel app dot visible equals to true. That is a my Excel application is used, that is used for the my Excel app dot visible, that is equals to the true for this value. And then my Excel app dot status bar, that means the visibility is also true, status bar is hello the world. Then my Excel app, that is dot workbook dot add system type dot missing. So whatever the scenario, whatever the workbook that is considered, that is considered for the workbook, that is considered for the adding the values. Then my Excel app dot sheet before double click plus equals to new Excel dot app event sheet before double click event handler, that is my Excel app sheet before double click. That is the before double click is also used for the sheet handler, that is used for the double click, that includes the app events as well as the sheet before the double click. Then it is used as a while exit equals to false. That means the exit value is equals to false, that is a while condition is used. Then while the exit equals to false, then it is used as a system dot windows dot forms dot application dot do event. So that is used for the system, that is used for the windows, then forms, then application, then do event. So this is a call that is used for the application do events, that is considered when the exit has a value, then when the exit has a value false, right? So this is the class program that is used, that have exit value has a false first of all. Then the main function is used, that have a string args. Then excel dot application and my Excel app, that is the new Excel dot application. Then application sheet, that is used before the sheet. Then exit equals to false, that is considered as the system dot windows dot forms dot application dot do events. Then the bracket will be closed. Then the static void my Excel app sheet before double click, that is the before double click is it is also used for the sheet. Then the object sheet comma range. So these are the various argument that is given in this, we can say that in this function, that is object sheet. Then excel dot range target, then reference bool cancel, then exit equals to true. Then this is closed, this is closed, this is closed. So this is listing 2.1 also illustrate how an automation executable can yield time back to the office application. That is what is the office application that is considered for this one. And after the event handler are hooked up, system dot windows dot application do event is called in a loop to allow the Excel application to run normally. That is, it is used to run in a normal way, that is used to run the normal condition. And if the user double clicks in a cell, office also yields time back to the event handler in the automation executable. So that means when the office yields the time back to the event handler, so there is a time back to the event handler in the automation executable, that is used for the time back handler. And in the handler for the double click event, we also use the double click event for the event handler. That means this is used for the static variable, that is exit equals to true, which will cause the loop calling do event to exit and the automation executable to exit. So whatever the event that is used for the do while event, that is used for the do event to exit and the automation executable to exit. And you can see the lifetime management of Excel in action by running the automation executable in listing to 1. That means it is using the management of Excel that is used in action by the running of the automation executable that is used with the listings to 1 and the exiting Excel without double clicking a cell. That means it is used without double clicking on a cell, and Excel will continue to run in a hidden state waiting for the console application to release its reference to Excel application object. That means it will continue to run in a hidden state that is used with the waiting for the console application to release its reference to the Excel application object. The next is creating a console application that automates the word. That is, we have started in the last class also. That is how to automate the word that is used with the console application. So this section walks you through the creation of a simple console application that automates the word to create the table specified in the wiki text format. That means it is using a simple console application that is using this console application that will automate the word that is used to create a table. So this automation work is used to create a table that is considered that is specified in the wiki text format. And a wiki, what is a wiki? That is a kind of the online encyclopedia that users can contribute to. For example, see, this is a link, that is a URL that is available, that is www.officewiki.net for a wiki that documents the Office primary interop assemblies, that is a PIA. Wikis use simple, easy to exit text file that any visitor to the wiki can edit without having to know HTML. That means they are simply use the wiki file format without knowing the HTML file, without knowing the database file that is used the wiki format. These text files have a simple representation of even complex elements such as the tables. Our console application will read a sample or simple text file that specifies a table in the wiki text format. That is, this specifies the wiki text format that is available. It will then automate the word to create a word table that matches the text file specification. So whatever the text file specification that is used to automate the word to create a table that matches the text file specification. In the wiki text format, a table is look like this one. This is a table that is look like this one, that shows the various properties and the method of the words adding object. So this shows the various properties and the method that is considered for the word objects, for the word MS Word object that is used as an adding object. So this is the property or the method that is available, then this is the name, then this is the return type. So this is the property or the method that is considered, this is the name of the event, and this is the return type. So this is the property, and the name that is available is the application, and the return type is also application. So this is the property, then application, then application. The next is also the property, then the name is the auto load, then the return type is the boolean. So this is property, then application, then property, then auto load, then return type is boolean, then property, then compile, then boolean, then again the property is used, then creator, then int32, that is the return type, then method, then this is the delete, then the return type is void, then this is also the property, then the name is index, and the return type is int32. Then next is also property. So only one method is used, that is the name is the delete and the return type is the void. Then again the next method is a next is a property, then the name is the installed, then the return type is the boolean. Then again this is a property, then the name is available, that a name, then the return type is string, then the property that have a parent and the return type is the object. Then again this is the property, then the name is the path and the return type is the string. This is a wiki text representation of the table 2.1 or 2.1. So this is a representation. First is the property of the method, then there is a name, then there is a return type. In the same way there is a property, then application, then property, then auto load, then boolean, then property, then compile, then boolean. So this is the property boolean that is available with this format, that is used with the property or the boolean or the method that is used for this one. Now we will use the Visual Studio 2005 to create a console application. So this is the programming tool, that is language or that is used, that is the Visual Studio 2005 to create a console application. And after launching the Visual Studio, choose the new project from the file menu. This is the case, that is how to use the console menu, how to use the windows, how to use the console application. Then this is the console application that is used with the Visual C Sharp, that is used with the Visual C Sharp that is used. So first of all, click on the Visual C++, then click on the Windows, then click on the right hand side there is a template that is available. Click on the console application, then click on the give the name, for example the word wiki, then location, that is a Visual Studio project, then solution is creating a new project, and solution is word wiki, that is used for this one. So creating a console application from the new projects dialog. And when you click on the OK button, Visual Studio creates a console application project for you. That means whenever you click on the OK button, so Visual Studio creates a console application project for you, and the Visual Studio also displays the content of the project in the Solution Explorer window. That is, it displays the content of the project that is available in the Solution Explorer window, that is a part of the Visual Studio, that is explained in figure 2.2. This is a part of the when you click on the OK, so this creates a console application like this one. So there is a word wiki that is available for the console application project for you, and this displays the content of the project in the Solution Explorer window, that is available in the Solution Explorer window, that is a word wiki, and this is the console application project word wiki shown in the Solution Explorer. By default, a newly created console application references the assemblies systems.data and the system.xml. So by default, a newly created console application reference is available with the assembly system. So there is assembly system that is available, and that is used with the system.data and the system.xml. We also need to add a reference to the Word 2003 PIA. We do this by right clicking the reference folder. So this is done by right clicking on the reference folder and choosing the add reference from the pop-up menu that appears. This shows the add reference dialog in the figure 2.3, that is how to add the reference dialog in the figure 2.3. Then click on the com tab. So this is the add reference figure that is available. This is the com tab. These are known as the tab. One is the .NET tab, one is the com tab, one is the project tab, one is the browse tab, one is the recent tab. So you have to click on the com tab and choose the Microsoft Word 11.0 object library to add a reference to the Word 2003 PIA. So click on the Microsoft Word 11.0 object library 8.3, that is a part of the PIA. So this is how to add the reference to the Microsoft Word 2003 PIA. So these are the various steps. So first of all, click on the Windows, then console application, give the name of the file over here, then go to when you click on OK, there is a solution explorer that is available. You click on the Word wiki, then then word wiki, then use add reference that is available, and then use the com object or the com tab that is used. So click on the Microsoft Word 11.0 object library 8.3 for the recent words, and Visual Studio adds the reference to the Word 2003 and add the additional references to the stdol, that is a standalone, VB IDE, and the Microsoft Office.core PIA as shown in the figure 2.4. These additional PIAs are the one that the Word PIA depends on. So these are the additional PIAs that is available, that depends on the Word that is available with the MS Word document, that is used for the common functionality as well as a COM object that is used as a part of the standalone. So stdole is a PIA that contains the definition of some of the types that the COM object model needs. So whatever the object model that is needed, that is used with the PIA, that is used with the Word PIA. And VBID is the PIA for the object model. So that is the VBIA is the object model that is used available for the object model that is associated with the VBA editor that is integrated into the Office. So whatever the text editor, whatever the content editor that is used with the VB IDE, that is the PIA for the object model, and it is associated with the VBA editor that is integrated into the Office. Microsoft.office.core, that is office.dll, is the PIA for the common functionality that is shared by all the Office applications. So whatever the Office application that is used with the office applications such as the need or such as the object model for the toolbars and the menu. So whatever the object model, whatever the toolbar that is available, that is used for the object model that is used with the toolbars and the menus. That is a part of the PIA. So one is the VB editor, one is the PIA that is used with the Microsoft Office.core, that is the Office.dll. Now, note that the proper references have been added to the console application. Let's start writing the code. So let's start writing the code for this one. So double click on the program.cs in the Solution Explorer window to edit the main source code file for the console application. So double click on the program.cs. So you have to double click on the program.cs that is available for the Microsoft Word for the open that is available in the Solution Explorer window to edit the main source code file for the console application. And if you have outlining turned on, you will see the text using at the top of the program.cs file with the plus sign next to it. So that is used with the plus sign that is available with next to it. Click on the plus sign to expand out the code where the using directives are placed. So where the using directives are used, so you have to play the or you have to put the plus sign that is used using the directives that is placed with this one. Add the following three using directives so that you can easily move use you can easily or you can more easily use the objects from the word PIA and the object and the Microsoft Office.core.pia as well as the classes in the system.io namespace. So if it is used in the system.io namespace, that is used with the word PIA and the Microsoft.office.core.pia. That is used with the classes that is available with the system input output namespace. So this is one of the example that is used with this one, that is using the office. Which office is used? That is the office equals to Microsoft.office.core. Then using Word, that is equals to Microsoft.office.interop.word. Then using system.io. So these are the three lines that is used. So one is the using Office, that is a Microsoft Office.core. Then using Word, that is a Microsoft Office.interop.word. Then using system.io. This is a solution word wiki, that is a one project, that is a word wiki, and these are the various references that is available with this one. And when you add the word 2003 PIA, dependent PIA references are automatically added to the project. That means whatever the dependent PIAs that is available, that is automatically added to the PIA, that is automatically added to the word 2003. We alias some of these namespaces, so there are some of the namespaces that is available with the different names, so we do not have to type out the entire namespace such as the Microsoft.office.interop.word every time we want to declare a word object. So we have not typed to, or we don't have to type the entire name, that is a Microsoft.office.interop.word every time we want to develop a word project. Without alias in the place, we can just type the word to specify the namespace. So without specifying the namespace that is available, that is used for the word namespace. We keep an alias namespace in place for the word and office instead of just typing using Microsoft.office.interop.word and importing all the types into the global space. This is because the word and the office define hundred of types, and we do not want all these type names potentially colliding with the types we define in our code and with other reference type. So whatever reference type, whatever the code that is available, that is able to define the number of or hundred of the types, and we do not want to use all these types name potentially colliding with the types that is used with the definition windows that we define in the code. Also for the purpose of this book, so according to this book there are multiple references that is used. This code is clearly or clearer when it says word. So for the purpose of this book, a code will be generated that is a clear to the word, that is a clear to the MS Word. Applications, rather than the application, so you know what namespace the application type is coming from. So whatever the type name that is available with the type name that is coming from. So also for the purpose of this book, the code is clearer when it says the word another or application rather than the application. So you know the what's the workspace or what the namespace the application type is coming from. And we are now ready to write some code that automates the word to create a table. So this is a code that is used to create a table that is available with this one. Listing to tree shows the entire listing of your program. Rather than explain every line of code in that listing, we focus on the lines of code that automates the code. So we focus on the object that automates the code, and we assume the reader has some knowledge of how to read a text file in .NET and place or parse a string via the split method. We briefly touch on the same subjects or same objects in the word object model here, but chapter 6 through 8, programming word, working with the word events and working with the word objects respectively, covers the word object model that is defined in much more detail. So this is defined in much more detail, that is working with the word object or working with the object events. The first thing that we do in the listing to tree is to declare a new instance of the word application object by adding the lines of the code to the new method. So this is one of the method that is used how to add the new lines. That is the word dot application, the application, then new word dot application. And although word dot application is an interface, we are also created or we are created to create a new instance of this interface. So we are also we are also allowed to create a new instance that is available with the interface, because the compiler knows that the word dot application interface is associated with the COM object. That is, the word dot application is associated with the COM object that it knows how to start. And when the word starts in response to an automation executable, so whenever the automation executable code starts, that creates a new instance of the application objects. It starts up without showing any windows. It starts up the value without showing any windows, and you can automate the word in this invisible state when you want to automate the word without confusing the user by bringing up the word window. So if there is any word window that is available, so that word window is available without confusing with the other, without confuse with the others. For this example, we want to make the word show its main window, and we do so by adding the line of code. This is the application dot visible equals to 3. Note, we want to create a new empty word document into which we will generate our table. That is used for the creating the table. We do so by using the add method on the document collection returned by the word application window. So this is the document, this is the application, or we can say this is the code that is available to show the application. So this is the word dot application, that is the application that is equals to the new word dot application function. Although the word dot application is an interface, we are allowed to create a new instance of this interface because the compiler knows that the word application, or the compiler knows about the word, so it is also available, or it is also possible to create an interface between the word. Application interface is associated with the COM object that is knows how to start. So whatever the COM object that is available, so it knows how to start the word application that is used with the start object. And when the word starts in response to an automation executable creating a new instance of its application objects, it starts up without showing any window. So without showing any windows, it will start the application. It starts up without showing any windows on the Excel application, on the Windows application. You can automate the word in this invisible state when you want to automate the word without confusing the user by bringing up the word window. So whatever the word window, whatever the term object that is available, that is used with confusing the word, that is used with the word window for automating the words. For example, we want to make the word show its main window. We do simply by simply adding the code. So if I want that the main window or main window will be showing in the word application, that is used with the application dot visible equals to true. That is, the application variable is used dot visible equals to true. Next, we want to create a new empty word document into which we will generate our table, that is by which we can generate our table that is used with the word document. We do this by calling the add method on the documents collection returned by the word application object. So whatever the word application object, whatever the add document that is available on the documents collection, that is used by the word application object, that is used with the word window. So add method is used to create the application that is visible in that sense, that is visible in terms of the true object. The add method takes four optional parameter that we want to omit. So the add method is used that takes a four parameter that we want to omit, and the optional parameter in the word method are specified as omitted by passing a reference or variable. So whatever the reference variable that is used with the reference variable that uses the special value. What is the special value? That is a type dot missing. So that is a type dot missing is used for the variable value that contains the special speech item that contains the special value type. We declare a variable known as the missing that we set to type dot missing. So if we want to declare a variable that is known as the missing that we set to the type dot missing and pass it by the reference to each parameter we want to omit. So whatever the parameter that is available, so that parameters will be omitted by using the parameter that is the object dot missing. So this is the object missing that is available. So this one object is created that is a missing that is equals to the type dot missing. So the object missing is used that is equals to the type dot missing. Then word dot document. So this is also the document that is created. The object that is created or the variable that is created is the document that is equals to the application dot document dot add. That means it is using that application document that is available with the application document that is dot add. Then reference missing, reference missing, reference missing, reference missing. So there are four variable that is defined. That is the four variable name is the missing, and they are that of type reference. That is a refer missing, reference missing, reference missing, reference missing. And with the document created, we want to read the input text file that is specified by the command line argument passed to our console application. So whatever the input text file that is specified by the command line argument that is passed to the console application. We want to parse that text file to calculate the number of columns and the rows. So whatever the number of columns, whatever the number of rows that is available, that is used with the console applications with the rows and the numbers. When we know the number of rows and the columns, we use the following lines of code to get a range object from the document object. That is used with the line object, that is used with the range object from the document object, that is defining the number of rows and the columns. By passing our missing variable to the optional parameter, the range method will return a range. That means the return method will return the range that will return the entire range also. That will return the entire text of the document. This is the document, or this is the code that is returning the entire range. That is the word dot range dot range. That means entire range will be calculated or entire range will be selected. That is the word dot range. Then range equals to the document dot range. Then reference missing, that is there are two reference missing that is available. That is the word dot range that the document dot range, reference missing. We then use our range object. So this is use the range object to add a table by calling the add method. So this is using the range table by calling the add method of the tables collection that is returned by the range object. So that is returned by the range object that is defined, that is calling the add methods of the table. We pass the range object again as the first parameter to the add method to specify that we want to replace the entire content of the document within the table. So whatever the entire document, whatever the table that is used with the first parameter to the add method to specify that we want to replace the entire content. So that means range means a group that is used with the range of document, that is used with the range of the parameter that is used to define the specify that we want to replace the entire content of the document with the table. We also specify the number of rows and the columns as we want. So whatever the number of rows and the column that we want, we also specify the number of rows and the column. That is a word dot table that is equals to the range dot table dot add range row count, column count, reference missing. So this is the word dot table, then range dot tables dot add. That means the range dot table dot add is used, then the range, then row count, then column count, then reference missing. So the table object has a call method. So it's a call method that takes a table has a call method that takes a row and the column and returns a cell object. So the cell object that is returned by the column method. The cell object has a range property that returns a range object for the cell in question that we use to set the text and formatting of the cell. So whatever the formatting, whatever the cell content that is available, that is defined in the cell in a question that we want to set the text and the formatting of the cell. The code that sets the cell of the table is shown here. Note that in most of the Office object models, the indices are 1 based, means they start with the 1 as a minimum value rather than the being 0 based and starting with 0 as a minimum value. So it ranges between the 0 and the 1, that start with the 0 and finish with the 1. So the range is 0 and 1, whatever the value that comes in between the 0 and the 1. So this is for column index equals to 1, column index is less than equals to column count, then column index plus plus. That is defined with the 4, then word dot cell, then table dot cell, then row index, column index. So there are two rows that is defined, two columns that is defined. That is a word dot cell, then there is a cell, then cell dot range, then text. That is a split row, then the table dot cell, that is a row index and the column index. So the row index and the column index will be used. So the word dot cell, then the cell, then table dot cell, then row index, column index, then cell dot range dot text, then split row. That is a split row will be used for splitting the rows. That is the split row, then the column index. Now code to set the formatting of the table by setting the table to size to the fit contents and bolding the header row is shown below. So whatever the content, whatever the code that is available, that is used with the content of the table window. We use the row object returned by the table dot rows, which also has a range property then that returns a range object or range object for the row in the question. So whatever the row object, whatever the row question that is available, that is used with the row in the question. Also we encounter the code that sets the first row of the table to be bolded. So whatever the first table that is bold, that is available for bolding the table, that is used for the range of the tables. One would expect to be able to write the code table rows 1 range bold true, but the word object model expects an int value 0 for the false and 1 for the true rather than the bool value. That is, it is using the 0 and the 1 value rather than the true and the false value. The bold property does not run a bool because the range of the text could be all bold. And note the all bold or partially bold. Word also uses the enumerated constant wd constant dot wd undefined to specify the partially bold cases. This is the format table. This is the table dot rows 1, then range dot bold equals to 1. Then table dot autofit behavior, then over dot wd autofit behavior, then wd autofit content. That is used for the table content. That is the table rows 1, then the range, then bold, then equals to the 1. Then table dot autofit behavior, that is used for the autofit behavior that is defined in the later cases. Now finally the same code is used at the end of the program that forces the word to quit without saving the changes. So without saving the changes, how to quit from the word? That is a quit without saving the changes. So object save change equals to false. That is the object is save changes, that is equals to the false. The application dot quit, that is the quit is the name of the source field. Then reference save changes, reference missing, reference missing. The same code will be used. So save changes equals to true, that is available. Then there are variable that is defined, that is a reference save changes, reference missing, reference missing. So if you do not write this code, Word will stay running even after the console application exits. So when the complete application exits, that will not show the code that will be available for the exit function. And when you show the word window by setting the application object visible property to true, what puts the lifeline of the or lifetime of the application in the hands of the end user rather than the automating the application. So whatever the automating application, whatever the tool that is used that defines the term that defines the application that in the hands of the end user rather than automating the program. So even when the automation executable exits, word continue running. To force the word to exit, that means forcefully make the word to exit, you must call the quit method on the word application object. So you must call the word method that is used with the word application object. And if this program did not make the word window visible, say for example, it created the document with the table and then saved it to the file all without saving the or showing the word window. It would not have to call the quit because the word could or would exit when the program exited and released all its reference to the word object. So it released all the reference to the word object. And to run the console application in listing 2.3, you must create a text file that contains the text in the listing 2.2. Then pass the file name of the text file as a command line and argument to the console application. And you can also set up the debugger. That means debugger means to find the error. To do this by right clicking the word wiki project in the solution explorer. So you have to press the right click with the mouse in the word processing in the solution explorer and go to the properties. When you go to the properties, there is an option that is available, that is a debugger. When you click on it, a debugger will be or pop-up will be clear, or we can say the dialog box will be open for the debugger. The debugs the program. The debugs means finding the errors in the program. If your program is very true, then the debugger will not work. Otherwise, the debugger will work. So when you right click on the debug tab and set the command line argument field to the name of the text file. This is the debugging tool that is available with debugger application. Then listing 2.3, that is a complete word wiki implementation. That is how to use with the complete word wiki application. These are the various applications that is used with the word wiki application. Okay, so this complete word wiki implementation we will discuss in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session, and thank you so much everyone for listening me. And I have given one more assignment in the yesterday's class. So not yesterday, day before yesterday's class. So complete that assignment, and if